Hey guys, what's going on? Corbin from Circa 2020 here. Now, got some footage to show you guys. There's gonna be 3 videos that kind of look very similar, but they're all on very different topics. So the first one that I want to talk about is the new AR-15 build, my personal AR-15 build. I've probably built 3 or 4 variations of the same core weapon for myself since kind of getting into this building hobby, where some of the parts I've sold to friends for their builds. I sold one of the rifles just outright, but basically I've been kind of turning the same rifle into different variations just because this may be different for some people. I don't feel like I need to have 4 or 5 different rifles. I feel like I want to own 4 or 5 different ones at some point. So for me, I've built a few different variations of the same rifle with different length barrels, different bolt carrier groups, different buffer systems, different sight packages. I just like tinkering with my personal rifle. And then when I find what I like the most, that's what I'm going to go with. And then I might keep that one, which I think it might be this one. I'll keep it and then kind of maybe just build another one. Different caliber will probably be where I go next. So, which leads us to this. So this first segment that I'm going to shoot is going to be, a little bit more lengthy. The next 2 are going to be a little quicker. And then we're going to kind of morph it into 3 different videos for the different specs that you see here, or there's another firearm that's going to come in as well. So first off, the last AR that I built myself was a 7.5-inch 5.56. It was a lot of fun. I've always wanted to own a ridiculously short AR for just the reason of, home defense and kind of just to play around and tinker with and go shoot at the range, and it was a lot of fun. But I had recently got the itch to build a little bit longer rifle again. So I went back to a rifle platform, a carbine platform, and the last rifle was Midnight, or the last pistol was Midnight Bronze. This rifle is going to be the Sniper Gray from Circa. And I know I haven't done any Circa videos on the channel yet, and it's just, Circa kind of takes a little while to do. When I do it, I'm usually doing it because I have to get it done for somebody, or a certain part has to get done, or I'm rushing around to get a build done. And I haven't had the time to lay out an actual Cerakote video, which I want to do very, very soon. Matter of fact, the next pistol that we build is going to be a full rose gold Cerakote, and that's going to be really neat. So I can't wait to bring you guys along for that. But anyways, going back to it, try to stay on target here. This is the Sniper Gray Cerakote color, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Now, I love black guns. I love black rifles. I'm not a huge flat dark earth. I do like olive drab, but I'm not a huge color guy on guns. I don't have to have color. Black is just fine. But after building and owning many black rifles, I kind of wanted to do something a little different. I did the Midnight Bronze. I loved it. But after having that for a little while, I'm like, well, if I go back to a rifle, I don't just want to do the handguard Midnight Bronze. I really wanted to do gray. I love gray. Originally, I was thinking a little bit lighter gray, but lighter gray shows a lot of oil. If it gets oily and then dry in some areas, it's going to be different. So I went a little bit darker gray called the Sniper Gray. And it's not dark, it's, still like a flat, kind of lighter flat gray, but it just has a dark undertone to it, especially where the light doesn't hit it. And I think it makes it look really sinister. So as far as the color, I'm in love with it. Same sort of deal here where we went with the nickel boron, Aero Precision bolt carrier group. I think for the money, for $180, you're not going to get a whole lot better of a bolt carrier group, and it's hard to get into the nickel market spending less than that. So I feel like really for price point and what you get, the Aero Precision nickel boron bolt carrier group's absolutely fantastic. I now have several hundred rounds out of it. I had several hundred rounds out of it before, but today I added another 100 or so, and it was good. So along with that, a new barrel, new length, new barrel, went with a Ballistic Advantage Hansen profile barrel with a pinned gas block. You're looking at about $200 depending on the retailer for the barrel. I want to give a shout out to the guys at Susquehanna Valley Tactical in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. They were able to hook me up. They're a Ballistic Advantage dealer, and they were able to hook me up with this barrel. A little bit of a deal. They got me some odds and ends parts that I needed to finish some builds that, you know, were takeoffs. They just kind of chucked to me through the air and said, there you go. Super good guys at Susquehanna Valley Tactical, and they have everything you need. If you're in the central PA area and you're looking for parts, take a drive over to Bloomsburg, because there's nothing in there that they don't have. Now, they don't sell budget parts. Depending on your definition of budget, you know, they have $150 to $200 barrels. They have $180 bolt carriers. But as far as receivers, if you're looking for your standard, you know, $75, $80 upper and your $75 lower, they don't exist there. You're going to spend $300 for a pair of receivers there. And hand guards, you're no less than maybe $120, $130. They have a lot of Midwest Industries. They have some Aero stuff. Really, really nice quality parts, though. So shout out to the guys at Susquehanna Valley Firearms, Susquehanna Valley Tactical. I've heard it, you know, used both. I think on Google it's Susquehanna Valley Firearms, and they're on Facebook as well. If you do there, if you shop there, if you go there at all, tell Josh Corbin from Sealands Grove sent you. He'll know who it is. So going back to this, today went out, shot about 100 rounds out of it. There are some new parts though. I went with a new mil-spec trigger spring kit in this, and I like that a lot. I'm not going to go over what the brand was, because it kind of came out of a takeout box, and I don't want to say it was what it was if I don't know that that's what it was, but we were pretty sure it was that, but I don't want to go into it because, again, I don't know for sure. Now, my focal point on this build was to use some of the parts that I'm going to offer in my store, so the same rifle that I trust is going to be the same thing that I'm trying to sell you. I don't want to sell you something that I'm not running myself. I've said that a few times, but I'm here to tell you it's true. This handguard, working on getting my private label for these handguards. I like them a lot. They get rid of the top section of rail for most of the length. They have QD adapters. They really don't have any rail anywhere at all, except for on, you know, where it meets the upper and on the end if you want to run light laser box or whatever. Plenty of room for low profile blocks. There's M-Lock section at 12, 3, 6, and 9. And I think they work really good. It's a nice free float setup. They do have anti-rotation tabs that work with the barrel nut. They do have a 3-bolt clamp system, which I think is super important. Some 2-bolt clamp systems that I've used don't keep it as tight as you'd like, and you do get a little bit of rattle sometimes, and you have to keep tightening them up because they don't really have like any there's no real way to put thread locker. You can't really thread lock them in any way unless you'd put a longer bolt on with a thread lock nut. That would look cheeky. And you don't want to make this so you can't get it loose, because oftentimes to work on your rifle, the first thing that you got to take off is the handguard. So the handguards we're going to have in our store very soon. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So far, so good. Their ease of install is very easy. The barrel nuts seem to work with my mil-spec Armor's wrench. I like it. It was nice. Trying to get these in raw so I could just do different colors and put them on the site. You know, Armor Black, your typical black rifle, that kind of stuff. And then whenever we get finished up with our certain licensing we have to do, I do want to carry Ballistics Advantage barrels. This is the 3rd one I've had now. Might even be the 4th or 5th one I've had. I haven't shot some of the other ones. They just went on rifles and went out to buddies. And I trust my life to Ballistic Advantage barrels. today was a great testament to how accurate they can be, even when putting some abuse through them. And this barrel end. So this is kind of like a compensator slash flash can. It is aluminum. It's not steel, it is aluminum. But so far, so good on that. Today, I did run it as a compensator at the range. I didn't want it to be louder than it had to be. I didn't want it to throw fire if it didn't had to. And I wanted it to cool the barrel as much as possible. So the flash can looks really cool at the end of the going on the end of the long handguard that we have here. It kind of looks integral, which is really cool. But as far as, you know, function, I don't really care to use it like that. If I have to pick the gun up in a hurry and use it, it's fine. But any kind of pre-planned shooting, I have the compensator on there really tight and clocked, and then the barrel nut or this flash can I can just literally twist right off, so it's no big deal. As far as the other parts, the Velociraptor charging handles. That is a deal that I already have done for the store. I already have some in stock. So as soon as I turn the store on to take orders, matter of fact, if I program the store right, you should be able to buy these now. And I do have about 5 left in stock that I haven't put in builds yet, and I have more on the way. The Velociraptor charging handles, lifetime warranty. They're good. I mean, I've used them several times now, and I've Cerakoted them, I've sandblasted them, they stay nice and free. I really like it a lot, so that is something we have in the store. But the other big video that we're going to do today is this 25mm micro red dot with the co-witness riser. That is a deal that I was waiting to shore up until I got to run some rounds through it and make sure at least the one that I got, I actually got 2, but the one that I got and one that I tested wasn't total junk. And it surprised the heck out of me today, so really awesome on that. Just went with a normal Magpul MOE style stock. I actually really like the MOE stocks. They don't have anything fancy on as far as like QD things at all, but for a cheap $40 stock that you know is going to work when you put it on, I like Magpul a lot. I might be a fanboy, but I like Magpul a lot. As far as the pistol grip, it's just got a basic mil-spec split finger grip on it that I did some Hex Cerakote to. I don't know if you can pick it up, but some Hex Cerakote to try to match the Hex Mag that I tried out. I wanted to try out Hex Mag, and so far so good with Hex Mag. I have a nice K2 grip, but I forgot to take it with to the sandblaster, and it was already Cerakoted Midnight Bronze, so I have to wait till I can go over and sandblast that off. So I just grabbed a spare grip that I had and did a cool little Cerakote deal on it, just so I had a grip that wasn't black. I do want to reverse the colors and do it mostly gray with the black hex on it. I think that'll look pretty cool. I might just do it gray, but the grip's going to get changed eventually. Other than that, I'm experimenting with some clear and then some hand weathered, hand battle worn metal parts, some metal mil-spec parts. You guys know that I'm a huge advocate of regular mil-spec operational parts, mainly because you know they're going to work. Mil-spec bolt catches, mil-spec mag release, mil-spec single-sided safety. Yes, you can buy all the expensive stuff. I don't have a problem with that either. But there's nothing wrong with doing just your normal mil-spec parts and adding your own flair, whether it be an offset color of Cerakote or just, you know, whatever you're Cerakoting the rifle. I actually started doing this thing where I took some like 120 grit and kind of rubbed some things down to make it look like it's been used for a while, and it really turned out good. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in the camera at all, but like the mag release panel there, the catch, I guess, the mag catch, did a little battle worn on that, and I think it turned out really cool. So other than that, you know, those are the basic parts that we're going to carry. We're going to carry these handguards. We're going to carry this sight for sure. I'm going to get that done here this week and hopefully get some of those on the way in so I can put them on the site, get them live, and list in inventory so you guys know if they're in stock or not. The Velociraptor charging Yeah, let's talk about it. Magpul PMags. Yes, they got the military contract. Yes, everybody runs PMags. I don't mind PMags. I don't have a problem with them. Let me tell you where I run into an issue with PMags. Okay? Even if you dust all your anodizing off like I did and completely sandblast this lower, if you Cerakote the lower, even that 1 to 1.5 mil thickness, because PMags are so wide, you have to slam this thing home, and it kind of drives me nuts. It's not the only PMag that I've had trouble with. Anytime I have Cerakoted an AR, I have trouble getting PMag. Now, it's not like they won't latch, but you have to hit them way harder than I think you need to hit them. That's why we have moved on at Circa 2020 to the Hex Mag. The Hex Mag is cheaper. You can choose the color follower and the color pin, or pin at the end here. Plus they offer the grip tape that you can lay in the hexes. So I already knew in my mind what color the next rifle was going to be when I ordered this mag about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. These things are sold out everywhere. That's why I want to become a dealer for them, so we can get them in, so people have a place to buy them. I ordered the black mag because they didn't have the gray at the time, but then I went ahead and got the gray. Look at how easy that went in, guys. It's the same. Look at that. The Hex Mag is the same basic dimension as a regular stamped steel M4 magazine. So it's not wider. Like the PMag is just plain wider. I can go over it, but you can see that that is a big fat sucker. Now PMags are still good, but they're big and they're wide. And the Hex Mag is definitely thinner, slimmer, lighter. Might be a little bit less durable because you can tell it's a thinner, harder plastic than what the PMag is. But I didn't do any tests. I don't want to claim that. It's just what I assume to be, knowing what I know about plastics and materials. One more thing I want to talk about. You're going to see a couple failures with the rifle today in the way it ran. At the time that it was happening, I thought it was a fail to eject. And then on my way home, I'm thinking, and I'm like, no, those were live rounds that came out. They had to be, because when I cleaned up my brass at the range, there was like 4 live rounds sitting around. Well, I was, I'm a busy guy. I've told you guys that 100 times. So by the time I got home and cleaned out and grabbed my brass and grabbed my rounds that weren't spent out of my pocket, I realized that we had primer strikes, but we didn't have freedom seeds. So these primer strikes are dead center of the primer. They look fairly deep. When I compare them to an expanded cartridge, they are not much different. So I'm trying to figure out if it is a situation where we just had dud primers, or if we have an actual light strike and it just looks like it's the same, but it's not. And I could put these, how I'm going to be able to tell you is I'm going to put these back in the rifle. The next time I go out, these are going to be the first 2 rounds that go in, and we're going to try to send them down range again, because it happened 4 times, and all 4 of them have really nice primer strikes, but they didn't ignite. It's PMC X-Tac. Now, people are going to say what they want about PMC X-Tac. I don't care. You can like whatever ammo you want to like, and I can like what I like. PMC X-Tac seems to be available at my local FFLs all the time. It seems to be a pretty good price all the time. And until today, I've never had any issues with it. None. 0. Not with accuracy, not with reliability, not with feeding, nothing. It's been fantastic so far. What I have noticed about X-Tac, let me see if I can grab another round over here. I think I may have shot all of them that I had in my magazines today. Sigh. Okay, so the X-Tacs that I was getting for the longest time, probably have 30 boxes of them, were green tipped. The new X-Tac, same packaging, same everything, no green tip. So I'm wondering that if the ammo crisis that we're in right now, if it's possible that Maybe they're rushing around a little bit. They're not putting the green tip on anymore. Maybe they got a couple bad primers. With the way things are right now, nothing at all would surprise me, so I don't want to say for sure what it could or couldn't be. But let's just say that for now, we will find out someday if these were light strikes or dud primers, and then we'll make the justification on whether or not we think PMC X-Tac is bad. So, one more quick thing, then I'm going to polish this video up, guys. This is cool news. If you guys want, reach out. If you're interested, I'm doing like some custom like Berska style or Tiger Stripe style camos. I'm doing all custom PMags or Hex Mags. So if you want, reach out. I'm doing custom PMags, 30 rounders with whatever Cerakote you want. I have 4 or 5 designs that I've already done, where we can do something more custom if you want. If you have a logo you want Cerakoted in, I could do that too. Whatever you want, whatever colors you want, custom Cerakoted PMags shipped to your door for 30 bucks. That's right, 30 bucks. Cheap. Custom Cerakoted PMags for 30 bucks. Also, if you have PMags and you want to ship them in, I will do whatever you want custom on the PMag for 12 bucks. I got 5 or 6 colors of Cerakote laying around that I have just some to get rid of right now. So give me 15 bucks, ship me your PMag, I'll do whatever you want on it. Tear it apart, plug the inside so it doesn't mess with the mechanism. Or you can buy a PMag from me and we can talk about what you want on it and how you want it done. 30 bucks for that. So it's Corbin from Circa 2020. That's it for the new Belle of the Ball. I haven't named it yet, but we'll call it the Belle of the Ball. Little battle rifle that I made. And this one might just be here to stay because today I fell in love with it. It is awesome. We'll see you. Final test for this here today. We're just gonna aim at dead center mass, the 10 ring on the body target out there, 50 yards with the magnifier. Actually, I might pull the magnifier down. That dot does look really nice without the magnifier, so I think I'm gonna shoot without the magnifier. Just see how many we can put in center mass. There's probably 15 rounds or so left, and that'll be how we ended up here on the rifle range today. Ready? Yep.